G'day folks. I hope you're all ready for some garage shenanigans, some debauchery. I've got a King's 100 amp hour lithium battery here, a couple $100 from King's. They do the thing where you buy the torch with that, and it's even cheaper for some reason. Today the idea is I want to build like a budget bluetti, a budget battery box, simply using the existing case. Got this little USB eBay job here, which I'd like to mount on it somehow. There's a lot of space inside that case. The actual battery is, sort of 2/3 the size of the case. So if we can pop the top off, cut some holes in it, do some mounting, like a charging inlet or outlet. Screw dogs in there the best way. Drill the top off and then see if we can't get this guy in here, the Phillips head, to that. That did something. Yeah, go straight for the drill, guys. I'm not telling you to do this, of course. You'll void your warranty and you might start a fire. But if you were to do this, hypothetically, yeah, so screws there, which are holding her on 100%. Drill bit and a relatively skinny Phillips head. Typical. On the very last one, oh, focus. Bloody got excited and drilled the head off that screw. Oop, just put them anywhere. Yeah, as you can see, guys, there's a fair bit of dead space in this girl. Got the positive wire, the negative wire coming up from the battery management system here. Piece of foam, two little bits of foam, dead space on that side. That piece of foam could probably come out. We reckon we could squeeze that in there and then cut that foam up, wedge it around. It's skinnier than I thought. I thought it went all the way down. I feel like I need the battery cells to go that way a bit more, just because the tabs on these guys, it just overlap. Have you ever seen anyone jamming a crowbar into a King's battery? You have now. Bang! I'm doing the safety squints, just in case there's a huge explosion. All right, I've got 90% of the foam out. Got those guys out there, they're a bit tricky. There's still a tiny bit left of that one down there, but it's not hurting anything. That area is clear. This side is also clear. Obviously, the battery is glued or siliconed to the bottom of the box. So now the trick is actually just breaking those glue tabs so I can physically get the entire electronic component out, and then we can, start working on the box itself. So this is just going to take, I think, sheer force, to be totally honest with you. Just rip it off the bottom of the box. You saw it here first. Maybe not. Wants to go back. Oh my. Here it is there. Straight from China. 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals attached together to make 100 amp. Gee, I'm out of breath. To make 100 amp 12 volt battery. BMS obviously stuck to the top there. The lid's flapping around. I'll show you what we're working with. God. Who needs a gym? That was a lot of force. Yeah, that one, yeah, it's a sticky pad, got a lot of suction on it. You have to kind of grab the box, break it loose from one end, grab the box, break it loose from the other end. So I think the plan is this can go back in harder up to what edge, not totally, not hard against it, because I still want to put a bit of foam in there, you know, for safety. And then this big dog I'll cut a hole in here. Oh, which end? I'll do this end because there's no barcode. I don't know why that matters. So I'll trace that out. I've never been particularly good at this part. Tracing. I'm going to measure once, cut 3 times, measure again, get upset, give up. Safety glasses have made a very late appearance. I've cut out a rough square with enough room to fit the interior back of the sockets only, and I'm going to use what's left of a grinder blade, a very small one, very precise. Bet my neighbours are loving this. Well, I'm living up to the reputation. Cut twice so far. Had to take a little bit more. And this is the 3rd time. And by rights. Oh no, don't tell me. Just fit. Right, kids. It's on. And unfortunately, it is ever so slightly wonky, which is going to annoy me until the day I die. Mounted in all its glory. I will come back later and put some screws in there. Typically, I've overcut, of course, and some of the screw holes don't have any plastic behind them, so I may have to put a screw there, there, and there, so long as it doesn't interfere with the wiring at the back. And here is the wiring at the back, speaking of. So I believe it's as simple as we'll put a ring connector on that guy there and attach it to the inside of the box there. And the negative, the same deal. A ring connector, like that, on the inside of the box. There. And then this could go back in. We may put some Anderson plugs on the top. We will see. Ring connectors first. I really dislike the plastic parts on these, so I'm just going to yank it off, dispose of it, and when I put the wire in here, I'll first have some heat shrink, just a piece of heat shrink, which I find is far more durable than those horrible bits of plastic. So yeah, heat shrink on that. There we go. Crimped on. Well, good thing we checked it. Not very well, it wasn't. You ever squeeze one of these so hard, it just cuts the whole connector? Every time. I couldn't for the life of me find a lighter, and I can't be bothered to bring the soldering iron all the way over here. So, you're seeing a lot of firsts today. Far better. I think we do a test fit. Now, I am being mindful, I've got the positive cable over here. I'm trying not to touch it to anything on, up here, this positive nut. I don't want to touch it on anything on the battery or the battery management system itself. May be worried, and I presently stand. Ooh. So that's in there now. Whoop, you're upside down. Come back. That's in there now with plenty of space in between the wires and the back of the USB panel. And we've got enough space up this end to sleeve a bit of foam in there. all wired up, ready to test. Internal positive. Oh, I've redone my finger as well, so you don't have to look at my blood seeping through the white bandage. Positive wire. I've opted now for a blade fuse, a bit chunkier, a bit easier to use. So I replaced that little barrel glass fuse that was there, and that leads down here into the back of the negative, down to the negative on the panel, attached to the lid. Everything's all torqued back nice and tight. Now down here, the panel is showing 14 volts, on, off, on, off, lovely. How good's that? Nice one. And of course, we've got the other staple of the camping diet here in Australia, the King's fridge. So everything being, just put it anywhere, everything being correct, these USB outlets should work. The main test here is the big dog, is the cigarette lighter plug. So hopefully no massive explosion. No, there is no massive explosion. But we do have a working fridge running off the side of the battery box. Oh, you might have noticed. I put some screws in. It's just air through there, so I couldn't get it, so I had to put one on the side here. I know, it's hideous, but anyway, that's life. Oh yeah, fridge is working. Battery box going well. All right, boys and girls, now that we have power going out, I think we need to have somewhere where power can go in, from a solar panel. So I'm thinking this one just happens to be the perfect length wire. So we'll mount her up here, drill a hole there, run the wires in underneath and do the same connection on the inside. And then we'll have an inlet for solar, outlet for, charging phones and powering the fridge, and a battery on and off, and it's got a fuse in it. So yeah. What do you reckon, Montes? Cool. Going to sit neatly on there. I've just done 2 little pilot holes with that guy there, so I don't crack the plastic when I bang a little wood screw through. It's only a shortish screw. There's no way it's going to go all the way down into the cell. It's going to just pop through there just a little bit. Nice one, guys. How good does this look? Got the Anderson plug on the top, coming through the hole. 2 neat little connectors going on. Now to connect them. And on the inside here, where it comes through and could potentially rub on the hole, I'm just going to bang a little bit of hot glue. A few finishing touches here to make it as safe as practical. Wedge a bit of foam back down there. Give it a bit of how you going. This big cheeky bit from before, sleep perfectly in there now. And the pièce de résistance on the inside here is just a piece of rubber. Just a bit of doormat actually that I had laying around. Cut it to size and just wedged it in between the battery cell and the back of those wires there, just to eliminate any sort of rubbing. And there it is, guys, in all its glory. Just trying to replicate maybe what you would be using this for. I was going to say you'd have a solar blanket. I don't have a solar blanket. I've only got a fixed panel, and on the back of a solar blanket would be a little regulator like that. Plug your fridge in, and away you go. Welcome back. It's a few days later, and the battery box has been running the fridge and charged to torch off the solar panel through the day, through the night, through the rain, through the shine, through the hail. Everything is going as good as it can be expected. One very important note though, these guys here, the screws, water can trickle down the screw and into the battery box. So one very important modification I'm going to make is I'm going to fill up the screw heads here with a bit of silicone. Any silicone will do really, a bit of hot glue, whatever you want. I'm also going to bang one of these, what do you call, moisture absorbent, sorbent pouches inside the battery somewhere. So any moisture that wicks in there, hopefully gets sucked up by that guy. And then we're done. And this guy here can live just down there. Oh. There we go, happy enough down there. It's not going to disturb anything. Everything's looking nice and tidy. Put some extra hot glue on the bottom of that bit there so no water can come through. Yeah, thanks for joining me on this little build here, guys. I think the plan here is I'll use this one for sort of overnighters, 2-day trips, charge it up at home, throw it in the car, take it. It should last a couple of days, you know. If not, I can always get a solar blanket or mount a solar panel on the top of the disco here. But yeah, this is just a super simple little fridge power pack that I can store in the garage and just chuck in the car when it's adventure time. So yeah, see you on the next one.